Hello, I'm SeafoodSource Editor Sean Murphy, and welcome to another issue of SeafoodSource TV, the bi-weekly video blog where we bring you news, information, and insights into the world of the seafood industry. With December here, the holiday season is upon us, and this week we want to tell you about some stories we're featuring both on SeafoodSource.com and in our sister publication, Seafood Business Magazine, about a species that gets a lot of attention this time of year, shrimp. Typically, it's a perennial big seller for party hosts, but this year, as anyone who deals in shrimp knows, it's not going to be cheap. As Melissa Wood reports in the latest issue of Seafood Business Magazine, supplies of the tasty shellfish have been steadily dropping, down by more than 10% since 2011. In U.S. funds, prices per pound went up by $1 at the beginning of 2013, and they haven't looked back since. This fall, they were on average $3 a pound higher, and as of early November, prices for shell-on headless shrimp from Asia went up as high as over $8 a pound. And as Seafood Source's Christine Blank tells us this week, that's giving retailers and restaurant owners headaches. What's causing the shortage? 3 words: early mortality syndrome, otherwise known as EMS. As we've been reporting here on Seafood Source and in previous editions of Seafood Source TV, the bacteriological disease, while harmless to humans, is deadly to shrimp and is ravaging farms on at least 2 continents. It's flourishing in Southeast Asia, where much of the shrimp farming comes from smaller operations in developing countries. That's bad news for the industry there, where the annual cost in lost product is estimated at the billions of dollars. And the shortage is bad for the rest of the market. Veteran shrimp dealers may recall the spot disease in Ecuador in the 1990s, causing a similar jump in prices. But the industry got over that, and it stands to reason it'll get over EMS too, with scientists already working on ways to guard against the disease. Still, implementing any plan to address the problem will be a slow process, and for now, retailers in particular are going to have to hang on. As our associate publisher Fiona Robinson points out in her commentary this week, the smart retailers out there should be offering other seafood products along with shrimp in case the sticker shock proves too much for retail customers. Other staples of the seafood counter, such as lobster and scallops, are a good bet, and be sure to give more value-added products a look, like crab cakes or smoked salmon. And speaking of EMS, the Global Agricultural Alliance will be hosting a webinar next week on the subject called Early Mortality Syndrome, Managing the Perfect Killer. The GAA's George Chamberlain and Don Leitner, a biologist at the University of Arizona who is researching the disease, will be talking about the latest efforts to fight it. I'll be on hand to ask questions, so if there's something in particular you'd like to know, send me an email at editor@seafoodsource.com with the subject line EMS questions. The webinar will be broadcast live on the web on Tuesday, December 10th at 10 a.m. for our Southeast Asian viewers, or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in North America. It will also be available on demand after the webcast for anyone who can't attend live. It's free, but you do have to register. You can find out more on the GAA's website or follow us on social media and look for posts with a link to the registration page. You can search for Seafood Source on Facebook and LinkedIn to find our pages there, or follow us on Twitter at the username SeafoodSource.com. Finally, a quick programming note to check back here in 2 weeks for a special year-end edition of Seafood Source TV, where we'll recap the biggest stories of 2013 in the seafood industry, reported here on SeafoodSource.com and in Seafood Business Magazine. Until then, I'm Seafood Source Editor Sean Murphy saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you online.